We'll grab what Isioma is saying while having conversation with her. Every Down syndrome child wants you to hear what she is saying and most essentially enjoying society acceptance like other children of the world. In Abuja, Olusheye Adiagbo, NTA News.
Isioma seems happy, and we want to talk more about Down Syndrome Day. We have a doctor in the house, Dr. Ugwanyi Charles. He's the head of neurosurgery and chief consultant neurosurgeon from National Hospital here in Abuja. Thank you very much, doctor, for joining us.
Thank you, Ruth.
All right, we're saying Down syndrome. Today is the day, but what should people know actually about Down syndrome?
Well, Ruth, first of all, my heart, go out to the family and the patients living with this disorder. Let us first understand what Down syndrome is. Like someone is saying, it's not a disease. But the key thing here is to understand that it is not the fault of the mother, neither is it the fault of the father, neither is it the fault of the child itself. It is just something that happens during the period of embryogenesis. It's not like a disease that is transmitted from one generation to another.
So it's not genetic?
No. Now, let's look at it this way. Every individual, like you and me, we have 46 pairs of chromosomes. In every cell in the body, you have billions and billions of cells. And what happens is that you get 23 pairs from your mom, you get 23 pairs from your dad. And they join together at the period of embryogenesis, and they begin to multiply and multiply. And after some time, they begin to form different systems in the body. And that's how a whole human being is formed. Now, what happens is that at some point in that period of embryogenesis, the number 21, these chromosomes are numbered 1 to 23. So when they come together, it becomes 23 pairs. That is 46 in every individual. So the number 21, so it's not surprising that they chose March 21 for this global thing, for this global awareness campaign as powered by the United Nations since 2006, actually. So the number 21 chromosome, instead of becoming 2, it's now 3. So it's supposed to replicate and form 2. But it now forms 3. So that mistake on chromosome number 21 now is manifested in almost all the different systems in the body.
So that's
and if we're looking for the reasons for the manifestations that we see in children living with Down syndrome, it's coming from that number 23 gene, that number 21 gene. That's where it's coming from.
Now we know where the alteration happened. People will want to know, how can it be managed? Is there a cure for it? I know it's only been managed.
Well, unfortunately, there is no cure. But it can be managed. And management starts from this basic understanding. So there should be no blame games. It's not because of what your mother did or what your father did or from your grandparents. No. So the first thing is education. Creating awareness, getting people to understand the basic cause, the basic etiology of this disease, so that we don't play any blame games. All right, and then we need to start from the parents of this child.
Acceptance.
The parents of this child need counseling to understand that, listen, this is something you're going to live with for a very long time. Unfortunately, there's nothing you can do about it.
And accepting that this is your child.
Yes, and accepting that it's your child. It's not coming from anywhere else. It's coming from you.
All right, let's hold that conversation. We'll get back to it. Let's go on a break. We're back shortly. Stay tuned.
The vaccine offers hope for a safe country free of coronavirus. I urge all state governments, traditional and religious leaders to take the lead in the mobilization effort within their environment and spheres of influence. I similarly urge all eligible Nigerians to present themselves and be vaccinated in accordance with the order of priority already mapped out at the various authorized designated centers only.
Welcome back. Before we went on the break, we're discussing the World Down Syndrome Day. Our doctor is still very much around. Dr. Guanyi, we're going to talk about inclusion and acceptance from parents, because we get to see a lot of discrimination, even starting from the home. Yes. And which is the advocate for this year for people to be more aware, to accept, talking about full integration and inclusion for people with special needs.
Yes, inclusion and acceptance in the wider society, first of all, must take root from the immediate family. Now, I'm sending a message to the parents out there who have not come to terms with the reality that, first of all, you need to accept that this has happened. Yes, especially from the background knowledge that it's not your fault as parents, neither is it the fault of the baby. It's just an unfortunate situation that has come up. And you really do not have any control over life. Nobody has. Now, life starts, someone created life and he knows what to do with life. So yours, as a parent, is to manage the situation.
So when you say managing the situation...
And then managing the situation, first of all, is to give that child the best form of care that you can afford as a parent. As a matter of fact, the normal children shouldn't really be the problem now. The focus should be the abnormal one. Normal children, they are normal. So they require little care, as it were. So most of the care should be concentrated on this one. And it is that acceptance in the family that you project into the larger society. Now, the larger society will accept a child that is already been accepted from the family background.
And that can only happen, doctor, when there is more awareness to that, because you can't have these special kids mixed up with other kids in schools, because you get to see that discrimination happen even in schools. It's not because in this part of the world we don't have too many special schools for children like that.
That's absolutely correct. These children, part of their problems is learning disability.
Yes.
They don't, their brain mental development is not as fast as a child that doesn't have the same problem. So, and that is why governments all over the world have been advised by United Nations to think of creating gifted schools for special needs children. And I'm aware that even in Abuja, you have such schools where you have very trained teachers, you have a neighborhood environment that will soak up a little bit of the pressure looking after these children from the family. I can tell you that it's absolutely tiring sometimes, and it's a lot of burden for the family looking after these children alone. You can do the parenting part of it, but you're not going to be the teacher. You're also not going to provide some other specialized needs that these children have to be provided with.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, we look forward to a society where that full inclusion is truly guaranteed.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ugwahi Charles. He is a neurosurgeon from National Hospital here in Abuja. Thank you for your time with us on the news.
Thank you, Ruth.
All right.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
You too.
Bye.
And more on health, good oral hygiene has been described as critical to the overall well-being of any individual. This formed part of the message at the awareness campaign organized by the Nigerian Dental Association in Owerri to mark this year's World Oral Health Day. Bright Abuja reports.
The work, which kicked off from the Federal Medical Center, is geared towards sensitizing the public on the benefits of maintaining good oral hygiene and consequences of not doing so. Brushing twice daily with a fluoride-based toothpaste, avoiding intake of sugary foods, and visit to a dentist at least once in every 6 months, among others, are ways to prevent tooth decay.
If one tooth dey get hole, indirectly something will happen to other teeth.
When you visit a dentist, then the particular problem you came with will be diagnosed, and alongside other problems you don't know that exist in your mouth will now be equally handled.
If you present early, nobody will extract your tooth. It's so rare.
As the world unites to help reduce global burden of oral diseases through good oral hygiene, it is believed that general health, which is essential to well-being and quality of life, can be achieved.
People have children that have cleft lip, cleft palate, and all those things. It doesn't mean that that child is a witch. Those things are simple things that could either be caused genetically, but moreover in our environment, it is by environmental factors.
This awareness campaign to commemorate the 2022 World Oral Health Day brought together members of the Nigerian Dental Association Imo State and some members of the public. In Owerri, Bright Ebuchu, NTA News.
Let's remind you that you can catch us live on our website, nta.ng/live. On YouTube, you'll find us, NTA News Online. You can visit our Facebook page. It's NTA Network News. On Twitter, we are at NTA News Now. And on Instagram, NTA Network. Plant trees, preserve forest, and reduce climate change impacts are messages promoted by the United Nations in commemorating the 2022 International Day of Forests. On Face reports.
Loss of agricultural land, drought, and desertification are occurring 35 times faster than historical rates. 10 million hectares of forest are lost every year to deforestation. These and other unsustainable uses of forests means more zoonotic disease outbreaks, lesser capacity to withstand climatic extremes, and fatal consequences for humanity. International Day of Forests 2022 is an opportunity for collective action against decline in forests and biological diversity.
Our theme, Inspire for the Future, the role of forests in ensuring sustainable production and consumption. Forests provide over 86 million green jobs. 200 million people directly depend on forests for their survival. By degrading our wild spaces, we have created increased opportunities for disease transmissions, as research shows 75% of all emerging infectious diseases come from wildlife.
In Nigeria, this message is sinking deep, and the federal government is waking up to the call to plant trees and protect forest ecosystems.
The Great Green Wall initiative is being implemented in 11 frontline states from Borno to Sokoto. The key components of this are the ecological restoration and rehabilitation to enhance livelihood, and also to promote climate-smart agricultural practices in our people.
2022 also promotes forests for sustainable lifestyles and circular economy to reduce carbon emissions.
On Engage Face there, let's take sports update.
Nigeria's Ese Brume had become a joint fourth in the African all-time list after picking a medal at the just concluded World Athletics Indoor Championships in Belgrade Sunday. Ese won silver for Nigeria after jumping 6.85 meters in her third round of the competition, making her the third Nigerian to win medal at the World Athletics Championships behind Gloria Alozie and late Sunday Bada. Meanwhile, Ruth Thesaurus set a new personal season best of 6.69 meters to place 8th.
We apologize for that hitch there. And let's also remind you not to relent in the fight against rape and rapists. I'm Ruth Aguele. Bye.